So you can go to Ustream and create a username there and have an identity, and then when you sign in, you can actually be part of the chat. I think you can still chat even if you're a guest. Is that possible? Do you know?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Never. And one of you guests try. Let's see what happens.
Anyway, it makes it kind of fun for people around the world to join in and speak from different corners of the earth, creating that resonance of love, reaching out and touching each other's shoulders is very nice when you have that touch. So if you feel inclined, you might want to try that out. We have Valentine's Day coming up soon.
Do you have a Valentine? Did you get your...
Well...
Do you have a Valentine? Did you figure this one out?
Put me on the spot here.
From your date book? What do they call it? You used to fill that up?
Little black book?
Your little black... Did you ever have a little black book?
No. It's
I know.
Little black iPhone.
Apple. You've been Apple.
Little black
He's an
iPhone.
Apple guru.
No, and
scroll down.
And I
bet you have
I've got a Valentine in there. It's under my favorites.
Yeah. Oh. You're an animal.
And so, what we want to do is we want to try and get that love going. Not only a divine love, but romantic. Our romantic love at this time of the year can actually blossom into divine love, and it's a symbol of it. It's a symbol of the divine love. To some people that say, unless you've loved one person deeply and completely in this life,
and been loved in return,
that way, then enlightenment is still to be found. In other words, as we come to our enlightenment, we're clearing away that debris that stands in the way normally between two people coming together. When two people come together, there's a lot of processing that needs to be done. There's a lot of changes that take place. There's a lot of understanding that comes into play. And if the two people aren't ready for that, there can be like, that kind of friction, that kind of static.
One wants to run away.
Yeah, you can see that runaway pattern, that what do they call it? Well, Yeah, you know what it is. Misunderstandings.
Lack of communication.
And so we can help to clear away that debris by doing our spiritual practice. And as we do our spiritual practice over years and lifetimes, we can be more truly ourselves, more authentically ourself, rather than living in a shell of what we think we should be. Krishna said it, better your own dharma and fail than another's dharma and succeed. Dharma being sacred labor, sacred path.
Of your
own self,
embodiment.
Your own embodiment, and fail than another's and succeed. Mm-hmm. And so Samadhi Game helps us to clear away those karmas and so that we're transparent vessels. And when we reach out to our loved one, we can reach out and say, I love you.
I love you.
And know that it's true from the depth of the heart, and not have all of that shh, shh. And if you do have some of that shh, shh, then you can clear it away. You have more enlightened understanding of what's taking place. So as Valentine's Day comes around, which is just in a week here or so.
I love that you know that. Like that you even have it like earmarked.
I have it earmarked because I love you.
No.
I want to make sure that it's a special day for you. And I want to make sure that we build it up. And everything in life is not just about it's just now it's happening and then it's gone. But we're building it. We're building this love daily. On a daily basis, we work on it. Just like we work on our cars or whatever it is that we're working on. We work on the love that we have in our relationships. We make it real. We make it more dynamic.
That is true. In a car, when you're driving, lights come on to let you know, okay, I'm a little bit out of oil or almost half of gas or something else broke in the light. But with humans, do we have that? But maybe that's a heart light.
Well, that's interesting too, because as you're giving the mantras of Samadhi Game, it helps you to tune in. It helps you to tune in and say, how big is that heart flame? Because when you're giving them, you can be giving them and you can feel your heart's kind of like, nah. Or you can feel your heart going, ah.
Yeah.
And so that's like the indicator light right there. And when you're given the mantras and you can feel your heart, really expanding, you know that you're tuning in to that real part of yourself, that true part of yourself. And the more you tune into that, the more you have faith as a mustard seed, the more that mustard seed will grow and it will expand. So shall we do a little samadhi game mantras?
Why not? Let's go.
Let's go ahead and see if I've got it correct here in the screen.
Kitty cat, don't even. Okay.
Let's take us right to the front of the book here and see if we can do the first. This shadowless light establishes in us this idea that we are divine. We are this true self. And so let's go ahead and do that. Let's establish this idea before we go on to other mantras today.
Please.
The shadowless light of samadhi, its feeling, tone, and state of knowing. Oh, glorious shadowless light of eternity. Here, one second, let me just pull this back here so we can see it a little bit better. Oh, okay. Okay, are we better now?
Yes, please.
Okay. Continue, let's continue, or start it again.
Oh,
glorious shadowless light of eternity, that brilliance of I am samadhi, shining in the void as 10,000 suns, descend, 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 as the tangible substance of loving splendor, dazzling intelligence and palpable power for all to absorb and identify with, as the full and only authority throughout the earth, the boundless treasure house of the universe, and our infinite I am samadhi, of scintillating fire and dazzling light, that I am. I release the power of mastery without limit now, revealing the self and flooding forth perfect miracles and all activities, bringing to pass the enlightenment of the ages, and letting every being on earth sense and surrender to the intimacy of this light. Everywhere, the fullness of this self expanding as love, wisdom, and joy forever. Now, great songs of praise and gratitude burst forth from the heart of humanity, for that silent splendor poured out to all. Now, pure love flows forth from the heart of the secret love star, drenching the earth with the glory and ecstasy of golden pink liquid light. Now, the oneness of supreme love, wisdom, and blazing joy overwhelms this whirl of duality in its glowing orb of transmutation, reconciliation, and dominion, making of Terra a smiling sun of everlasting, all-powerful, limitless light, casting no shadow, and in which only that absolute perfection can forever dwell. Now, I am limitless gifts of all good things, anointing the earth with abundance, healing, and happiness for all mankind.
O presence of the
Shadowless light from out the great silence, we identify with thee now. I am the elation and exhilaration, freedom and liberation of this eternal experience and gnosis of samadhi, its ecstatic hearing, blissful feeling, cosmic scent, sublime taste, and immaculate vision, holding all safely within that compassionate diamond heart forever. I intensify this feeling tone of I am shadowless light, in acknowledgement, acceptance, and awareness, surrender, devotion, and adoration, for this state of knowing that, this all-pervading I am samadhi, the intelligence of the heart that is divine illumination. And here you can say a name, the Valentine of this special loved one. You can, however you want to say it, this I, a worthy Valentine. And whatever you'd like to name yourself today, something great, something beautiful, something loving, putting a little love in your heart. And you say that name, and then you say, with me, am awake, as is. And here you can say whatever name of whatever master turns you on, if it's Jesus or Buddha or whatever. And we'll say together, the ascended Master Jesus, to this shadowless light, its feeling, tone, and state of knowing, that I am that never sleeps and enjoys all, now and forever. I want to take us back to this right here where it says, I am the elation and exhilaration, freedom and liberation. I just wanted to comment on this. Patricia McGrath, Trish, had commented this morning on the page. She said, "Why don't you take Robbie out for dinner for all the amazing meals that she makes each day for you? Best, and thanks for all your wisdom sharing." I wanted to acknowledge.
He does take me out.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
I was just trying to.
So I took her out on Monday night, and I wanted to tell this story because it's really beautiful. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous story. We went out on Monday night, and it's hard to even get started where it goes.
Well, I drove up. He had just got done having a long day massage, and I drove up, and I couldn't wait to get there.
She couldn't wait to get there. She was filled with that elation and exhilaration, that elan, the elan that comes from being in love. And that's another reason why all of the great masters always say that it's important to find a love, at least one love in this life that fills your heart so full that it's as though you're speaking to God himself or herself. You're speaking to God when you speak to this one. And everything that you do for this one is like for God, or the goddess. It's
to the God. Mm-hmm.
And so anyway, we got to Whole Foods, and a friend of ours was there at Whole Foods having dinner with his family at the deli there. It's a great deli, great food actually, and a really fun place to eat. And so I said, "Come on in, Fidel's in there," and with his wife and new baby. And Robbie ran in with all sorts of excitement. She was so excited, so filled with this exhilarating love that, I mean, it was already started because she was looking forward to seeing me, and I was looking forward to seeing her. And then it intensified when she knew that there was a baby in there that she wanted to see. And she ran in absolutely just beaming and ran across the store to Fidel and his wife and picked up the baby and danced with the baby. And a friend of mine had come in and was eating there as well at the same time, and introduced himself to Robbie. And the day after, this friend came. I was working at Whole Foods the next day. This friend came and he said to me, he said, "I got to tell you, Robbie was so filled with light. I've never seen anything so beautiful." I'm not saying that to bolster our egos. I'm saying this because that's where we should all be living. But we could all be living there. We can all be living in that state of elan and exhilaration. Why not? It's an unusual state. Most people would think, "Oh my God, how over the top is that?" But it's not. That is living as your divine self in a complete state of enraptured love. And I honor you for that. I do. And I think that those wings have got to get so large that they lift the whole planet. Each one of us can do this. Each one of us can lift the planet up by our putting a little bit of love in our hearts and showing it to others and sharing it with others. So I just wanted to digress for a moment about this sharing love and how important it is, and just how rich our lives can be when we decide this is how we're going to live. Come what may, this is how we're going to live. Did we finish that?
We did shadows. We did finish.
We finished the whole thing.
Go to
Okay.
the next one now.
Okay, let's go. Let's give this. I bow to the samadhi within myself. We're bowing, and we're going to give it in English only today. We're going to give this because we're bowing to this love within ourselves. We're bowing to this samadhi within ourselves. Let's go. I bow to the samadhi within myself, known as Lord Shiva, that is the true teacher. This samadhi that I am takes the form of truth, consciousness, and bliss. I am always present and full of peace. I am always present and full of peace. I am always present and full of peace. I am completely free and I sparkle with the divine luster. I bow to the samadhi within myself, known as Lord Shiva, that is the true teacher. This samadhi that I am takes the form of truth, consciousness, and bliss. I am always present and full of peace. I am always present and full of peace. I am always present and full of peace. I am completely free and I sparkle with the divine luster. One more time. I bow to the samadhi within myself, known as Lord Shiva, that is the true teacher. This samadhi that I am takes the form of truth, consciousness, and bliss. I am always present and full of peace. I am always present and full of peace. I am always present and full of peace. I am completely free and I sparkle with the divine luster. All that pink, glowing love we're placing in the heart. Let's protect it with this opening pillar of light, this pillar of the world, just ensconcing ourselves in this protective radiance and letting that love actually become that protective radiance. Sublime I am, samadhi that I am, enfolding me now in that mighty, magic, electronic pillar of cosmic light substance. My identification with its magnificent humility and thoughtful creativity, so powerful and complete, that I artfully and magically alter every polarity with healing unity. Within this majestic pillar of light blazes that love as the violet, compassionate flame, in, through, and around my etheric, mental, emotional, and physical bodies, effortlessly dissolving, consuming, transmuting, reconciling the dualities of my human ego, charging my world and all I contact with the tangible substance, living awareness and conscious activity, the presence and superconscious samadhi of all enlightened beings, liberated and ascended masters, seeing, feeling, and hearing this light as it shines, radiates, and resonates within me as a visible pillar of the world,
stabilized, supported,
and sustained by the brilliant, elegant One, and infinitely sensitive to that invulnerable state of divine I am samadhi. Let's give it again. Let's give this mantra again. Establishing a momentum with it, an actual matrix is being produced in our consciousness as we give these words, a matrix that can more powerfully hold what's already there, this pillar of light. Sublime I am, samadhi that I am, enfolding me now in that mighty, magic, electronic pillar of cosmic light substance. My identification with its magnificent humility and thoughtful creativity, so powerful and complete, that I artfully and magically alter every polarity with healing unity. Within this majestic pillar of light blazes that love as the violet, compassionate flame, in, through, and around my etheric, mental, emotional, and physical bodies, effortlessly dissolving, consuming, transmuting, reconciling the dualities of my human ego, charging my world and all I contact
with a tangible substance,
living awareness and conscious activity. Let's go back. We'll say this tangible substance 3 times. This tangible substance, living awareness and conscious activity. This tangible substance, living awareness and conscious activity. The tangible substance, living awareness and conscious activity. The presence and superconscious samadhi of all enlightened beings, liberated and ascended masters, seeing, feeling, and hearing this light as it shines, radiates, and resonates within me as a visible pillar of the world, stabilized, supported, and sustained by the brilliant, elegant One, and infinitely sensitive to that invulnerable state of divine I am samadhi. And then we can just accept as we give this Om, that this Om is containing the matrix of all that we've said as words. So let's go ahead and give the Om. Grounding Om. Eternity is my home. I do all that is necessary to actualize this ever-fresh realization and organize my life around it. And in some ways, these mantras are like vows. It's saying, I'm going to do this. This is how I'm going to do this. I'm going to live like this. I vow. I take thee. It's just like a marriage. You're marrying yourself to spirit with these vows, saying, I will I do. I do all that is necessary. I do. Will you take this one to be your lawful
Lawfully.
wedded wife? I do. I do. I will. You know, we vow. And as we vow, we establish a pillar of light, a pillar of truth that is forever.
Forever is good.
I know it is. Let's just sit for a moment. I know we've just done 2 mantras, but sometimes it's enough. We just sit and just enjoy the love, enjoy the peace, enjoy the wisdom that flows through these mantras into ourselves, into each other. Feel the love in your heart. Feel that little mustard seed of love, or feel that great, huge busload of love. Just keep feeling that busload of love. Feel how it is the elan, how it lifts you, how it heals you, how it vibrates down to the marrow of your bones. How it thrills you. It is the eternal youth. How do you say it? The eternal, the healthy lifestyle. There's a way you say it. The eternal, the program of. How do you say it?
Program for Perpetual Youth.
Program for Perpetual Youth.
I've been on that since 30 years ago.
But the program for Perpetual Youth takes into account this love. We're supping on love. Let's go back to it. Keep going back to it. This is food. Just eat it.
Living life, laughter, love. Not allowing being to be jaded.
As much as life is a grinding wheel of experience, and we can't let that grinding wheel, grind us down and hold us back from living life as love and getting jaded by all that. We have
accepting other people's words that are not so nice
Mm-hmm.
as mantras. You can't. You have to let it go and start the new day.
And move on.
Move on.
Just keep supping in love. We're supping in love right now. Most people teach, to meditate with eyes closed, and sometimes that's really great. But you can also meditate with eyes open.
Mm-hmm.
How much love can you hold? Just, you can see everything around you as a loving symbol. Your home can be a symbol of love, the way you place objects in the home. You can see the history and everything that you see around you. You can feel the love that's been embedded in the walls, and the floor, and the ceiling, and the plants around you. You just keep loving. Just keep feeling that love. That is meditation. That is true, powerful, eternal, the one meditation. And letting that still, small voice of love speak to you. Guide you and direct you. Even when that still, small voice is saying things to you that others might think is out of the realm of the normal. No, but you can't live that way. No, please don't.
Come back to center.
Come back to the dual human ego where we live.
Follow this pattern.
This dual human egoic pattern, please. And you have to develop a strength on knowing the still small voice of love as the neutral witness. Because that dual human ego within yourself and others will tend to want to draw you back into its matrix of imperfection. Because misery loves company.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way that that dual human ego can get its energy is by siphoning it off of the neutral witness. When we give our energy to the dual human ego consciously, it's not a siphoning off any longer. It's a conscious, directed, understood allocation of light. And we can use that allocation of light for healing and art. We can make art of our lives by knowing consciously where we give our energy, even in the dual human ego. Great actors, great artists have all used the dual human ego very beautifully, wonderfully. That's why we've said these are our stars. Because the way that they process and integrate the dual human ego into their work is magical. Because they've learned it. They haven't just learned it by chance either. If you see someone, a great artist from the past, it's because they've spent many embodiments trying to ferret out the meaning of life, the meaning of this dual human ego, and how it sits juxtaposition to the neutral witness, that Christos, Krishna, Buddha, Allah, Pharaoh, monarch, divine mother, father, son, conscious awareness, that is the conundrum of all life for all time, is to figure out that juxtaposition. And Samadhi Game gives us the ability to do that. This matrix that we have here in Samadhi Game. Chapter 1, Divine Identity. Chapter 2, the dual human ego, recognition and understanding of it, of actually writing it down and understanding it in a very clear way. Chapter 3, developing momentum to such a degree that it starts to melt the bodies and you can actually become a magical being yourself. Just like the artists, the actors and the artists that we revere are magical beings. They're magical beings.
It's true, because they transport us into a different world while we're sitting on the couch watching.
Yes. And so we have to begin to not watch so much and begin to do more. Mm-hmm. That's one of the principles here.
And the acting, they say it's proven that if you're sad, just to start that smile muscle, it eventually triggers something in the brain.
Well, it triggers triggers the whole nervous system and the hormonal system goes into effect just to do this, lifting up the corners of the mouth.
Yeah, when you don't feel good, even a grimace can turn into laughter when you should be laughing at a hard situation.
Yes.
Mm. So those actors are magical, and we have to, even if we're acting, eventually it turns into reality. Correct? Maybe?
I had a teacher, one of my spiritual teachers years ago, said that some of the actors in Hollywood what happens is they assume a role. They have to assume a role for a show. And many roles, as you know, are like bad
very depressing.
News. Yeah. Bad news. Killers and depressed people and crazy people. And she said that quite often the energies of those assumed roles impress themselves upon the actors to such a degree they have a very difficult time. It actually draws them down and into a spiral of negativity. So we have to really be careful what roles we assume. They may be learning something about the dual human ego by assuming that role, but oftentimes, because they're doing it from such sometimes an unconscious level of what they're doing, they don't have a teaching in this embodiment that shows them how to keep it separate or integrate it in a useful way. So they become identified again with that lower consciousness or that dual human ego in such a way that they forget their neutral witness. And that's why a lot of actors and artists you find kind of take a nosedive and lose their center, and you hear of them dying on drug overdoses and committing suicide,
living as the other person, as if same as coming back to what you said before. It's better to fail with your own dharma than to succeed with this dharma of someone else.
Yeah, yes, and they may have thought that this person, they may have been living or showing a life of someone who who was well known, but ended up dying horribly.
So that's someone else's dharma.
That's someone else's dharma and then they think, well, it's glamorous to do this. Let me go ahead and do that.
Yeah, and many people act to impress somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not even doing your own thing. You're acting as how the other person would want you to act.
Mm-hmm.
Then what? You take that on, and you lose your own soul. You lose your dharma. You forget who you are.
It's so true. So coming back to love again and again, keep saying, this is my soul, this is my soul, this is my dharma, this is my dharma. And believe me, your dharma is going to be as rich as the greatest roll ever produced on the silver screen. Your dharma is as great or greater. It is magnificent. Each one of ours, our sacred labor is magnificent. It is magnificent. Mm-hmm. The most magnificent love affair you can even imagine is yours to be had. Let's go on. Let's give some more mantras. Let's create a little bit more of this matrix of love. I'd like to do heartfelt, tangible samadhi. Since we're working on this idea of love in the heart, let's get it so we can actually feel it real strong. O great Spirit, O mighty I Am Samadhi at the center of all creation, radiant with illuminating fire, O heartfelt parent of all sons and sons, pour forth that life-giving power and fan the spark of that divinity on the altar of my heart.
Amplify and magnify
this spark by the fire breath of the whole I Spirit, into the potent God flame that I am. O the shimmering fountain of life, that I hear, feel, smell, taste, and see within me. I choose this constant cascade of liquid light, actively receiving its shimmering directive radiance, tangibly and powerfully manifest in my experience. I open the innermost temple of love within this evident, ebullient, celestial, cosmic fire. I manifest that life and light for our healing and regeneration, letting that breath, height, fullness, and crown of the solar radiance of the sun behind the sun appear. I stand forth. Revealed in and through me is the neutral witness, that Christos, Krishna, Buddha, Allah, Pharaoh, Monarch, Divine Mother, Father, Sun conscious awareness. I am the visible, audible, and tangible flame of eternal life, breathing the scintillating prana-chi from the source to the root of my being, liquid rays of light,
flooding my chakras,
seated upon their lotus thrones of love, molten gold of enlightenment, shivering its ascension up my spine, crowning my awareness with the diamond rays of attainment. As the white fire being of my heart, I dynamically emanate and transmit this audible, tangible, fragrant, delectable, and visible substance of living samadhi as creativity and direction. I am a sun in the palace of the shining void, this temple a glistening world of infinite space, the process of my transformations, sounding the melodies, harmonies, and rhythms of the great solar symphony. I am the dazzling flame of life, here and now, because I am nowhere else but everywhere forever. I am Samadhi's palpable joy, tactile glory, and felt perfection of boundless being. I am that, I am that, I am that. I am this great, beautiful Valentine of love. I am this great, beautiful Valentine of love. I am this great, beautiful Valentine of love. In embodiment, in embodiment, in embodiment. I am oneness lived. This is how we walk. We dance. This is how we went into Whole Foods the other night.
Yeah. Plus, I had shoes that weren't so stable. I had these espadrilles on that are falling apart underneath. I keep having to trim the rope, so they're a little unbalanced. And I actually have them again today. I don't learn my lesson.
Let's see.
They're unstable, but life is good. I love them. I bounce anyway, so it just gives me a little more wobble. Big deal. It's just me. As the sheriff in Aspen said, "Oh, that's just Robbie." That girl off balance as she walks. Oh, it's just
Little
not-
did he know he was actually pointing out a girl that was not off balance, but living life in an ebullient and elan.
looking at the clouds as I walk down the streets in Aspen.
Why not be joyful and happy and free? Love it. So what we're doing today is we're putting a little bit of love in our hearts. Putting a little bit of love in your heart.
Then the world can be a
Better place.
And
The world can be a better place for you
and
and me.
Just wait and
see. Put a little love in your heart. Put a little love in your heart.
Put a little love, yeah. Put a little love, yeah.
So we literally woke up singing that song.
Yes,
this
we
morning.
did.
What was it? What? I guess, and that's what we decided.
No, because we were really thirsty. Hey,
What
on
does that have to
Friday,
do?
come over Saturday,
Sundays.
Sunday. But no, I don't know what it has to do with put a little love. I think because you went and got water, so you were giving me love by getting up and going and get the water. Maybe this is what you're thinking. Think of your fellow man, give him a helping hand.
Put a little
And you
love
did.
in
We
your
both
heart.
were famished. What was that?
Maybe it was the cod that you made. Oh, God.
I made cod.
Beautiful, beautiful cod on
Yes, but-
greens.
I don't know what it is. Maybe we just breathed a little too much last night.
Or slept a little bit long.
Maybe we slept too. Oh yeah, we did. We went to bed at 10.
Let's go on. Let's give another mantra. I'd like to go at this point to the third chapter of Samadhi Game. And I'd love to give some of the rhythmic mantras in that chapter because there's a certain rhythm that comes. You can develop a cadence, rhythm of love. And by doing so, that rhythm becomes more etched in the four lower bodies. So I'd like to get it here and then just use these rhythms. They're fun too. They're almost like dances. And, they're also like the American Indian chants. They hit the drums, and they sing their songs and they say their rhythms, and they dance, and that rhythm etches itself into the consciousness. This is part of the magic of eternal religion, is to use rhythm, use rhyme, to use dance, to ground the ideas of enlightenment.
Even in the Bible, in the Psalms and Proverbs, David wrote, you have to use the harp and the
cymbal.
lyre and the cymbal
And the drum.
and as you speak, it gets more into your soul, and God hears it quicker.
Does. Yes, it does.
So let's go.
So let's go. Let's go to Om, Om, Violet Fire, Om, Om, Violet Flame. This is
And the
roaring.
violet is
Yeah.
what heals, correct?
The violet light is a combination of pink, which is the love that we're dealing with, and blue. And it colors as violet. It comes through as violet. So you mix those two colors, and you get this violet light. The blue stands for will. The pink stands for love. So you mix love with volition. You love with willingness, and you get change. When you will yourself to love, change comes. So let's change this world into a state of elation, elan, and bouncy walkers. Let's go.
Hey, Elan, it could be skis too.
It could
You
be
love
skiing.
skiing, right?
Let's bounce our skis down the hill. Let's jump over those moguls and sing. Every time we go over a mogul, let's sing it out. Om, Om, Violet Fire, Om, Om, Violet Flame, Om, neutral witness, dissolving fear and shame. I am violet light of wisdom, joy, and grace, transmuting all desire. I am planet trace. I am amethyst crystal, roaring heart white lion, a chemical purple cauldron, Purusha's light I am.
As the Vestal
Blue ocean of rosy ruby stone, golden rays of sunrise, agnative ego throne. I am diamond silence, gleaming on the violet ray, scintillating prana tooth dharma the way. Om, Om, violet fire, Om, Om, violet flame, Om, neutral witness, dissolving fear and shame. I am violet light of wisdom, joy, and grace, transmuting all desire. I am planet trace. I am amethyst crystal, roaring heart white lion, a chemical purple cauldron, Purusha's that I am. Sorry, I didn't get it up there.
As the vast blue
ocean, a
ocean,
rosy ruby stone, golden rays of sunrise, ignited Vigo throne. I am diamond silence, gleaming undivided rays, scintillating prana tooth, dharma the way. Om Vade fire, Om Vade flame, Om neutral witness, dissolving fear and shame. I am Vade light of wisdom, joy and grace, transmuting all desire. I am planet trace. I am amethyst crystal, roaring iron, a chemical purple cauldron, produces that I am. As the vast blue ocean, a rosy ruby stone, golden rays of sunrise, ignited Vigo throne. I am diamond silence, gleaming undivided ray, scintillating prana truth, dharma the way. Om Vade fire, Om Vade flame, Om neutral witness, dissolving fear and shame.
I am violet light
Of wisdom, joy, and grace, transmuting all desire. I am planet trace. I am amethyst crystal, roaring iron, a chemical purple cauldron, produces that I am. As the vast blue ocean, a rosy ruby stone, golden rays of sunrise, ignited Vigo throne. I am diamond silence, gleaming undivided ray, scintillating prana tooth, dharma the way. Om Vade fire, Om Vade flame, Om neutral witness, dissolving fear and shame. I am Vade light, of wisdom, joy, and grace, transmuting no desire. I am planet trace. I am amethyst crystal, roaring iron, a chemical purple cauldron, produces that I am. As the vast blue ocean, a rosy ruby stone, golden rays of sunrise, ignited Vigo throne. I am diamond silence, gleaming undivided ray, scintillating prana tooth, dharma the way. Om Vade fire, Om Vade flame, Om neutral witness, dissolving fear and shame. I am Vade light, of wisdom, joy, and grace, transmuting all desire. I am planet trace. I am amethyst crystal, roaring iron, a chemical purple cauldron, produces that I am. As the vast blue ocean, a rosy ruby stone, golden rays of sunrise, ignited Vigo throne. I am diamond silence, gleaming undivided ray, scintillating prana truth, dharma the way. And just feel that for a few moments, just allowing ourselves to feel there was a rhythm there. We got into the rhythm. It's almost like dancing. And when you know these mantras by heart, they start to make themselves, part of your memory. And as you walk through the day, you might sing out just a little thing. I am diamond silence, gleaming on the violet ray, scintillating prana, truth, dharma, the way. Mm-hmm. And that re-inoculates you with the idea that brings you a little bit closer to that divine being that you are, that great actor on the stage of life, acting out your dharma, your way, following the direction of that still small voice. All right, stage right, please. Stage right now.
Watch out for that pothole.
Watch out for those lighting cables on the stage there.
Yeah, what is that called? Break a leg.
Break a leg.
Yeah, that's where break a leg comes from, correct?
Yes, it does.
From stage, not theater, though.
Yeah, it comes from TV, movies, not theater. They don't have those wires on the stages. They have them backstage, but you have to watch out there too. But.
So you don't. But why would I tell you to break a leg?
Well, if I'm an actor and if I've got a part, if I just got a part on a great movie, then you can complement that. And it's like rare that anyone gets a part. There's tens of thousands of actors out there trying to get parts, and so it's rare when you get a part. You go, hey, I got a part on whatever show it is, show, and then the person says, well, break a leg.
Like, trip over those cables.
Well, it's kind of like both sides. It's like they're a little bit jealous, and so they're saying break a leg. And it's also a compliment, like you got on that stage.
So we're going to break a leg today and go through today and expect miracles, correct?
Yes, we're going to expect miracles all day long. So let's just do one more. We talked about it earlier. I'm going to take us to I am laughing, laughing, laughing.
Oh, goodness
Let's
gracious.
just do it. We talked about it. We talked about raising at the corners of the mouth.
Laughing, laughing.
Laughing, laughing.
Okay.
So here goes. Let's do this one, and then we'll.
Ho.
Yeah, it's really corny, but let's go ahead and do it.
Works,
It's
though.
the corniest. One person who comes here.
We are quite corny.
We have a couple people that come to meditations here at Sunny Mellow, and we have them occasionally. We're going to have one in March, by the way.
Whoever wants to come can.
Whoever wants to come to New Mexico and hang out at the local hostel, which is really a cool place, it's just down the street from Sunny Mellow, can come here, and we'll do morning meditations, we'll do hikes, we'll go swimming together, we'll have breakfasts together, we might even have a couple dances and dinners. We're going to do it up, I think, for a week during March. So keep your eyes open for that. We're going to be sending out newsletters about that in the next couple of days. So, but I am laughing, laughing, laughing is a great mantra. And one of the persons that comes to the meditations I was telling you, she looks at this whenever I say, okay, let's do I'm laughing, laughing,
She says,
laughing.
I can't.
She goes, I just can't get my mind around saying it. It seems so forced. And it's the same thing. I say, just turn up the corners of the mouth, even if you're not feeling like it. And there's a whole biochemical thing that happens that puts the emotions and the positive energies back into the mind. So let's go ahead and do it. Just feel how it works. I am laughing. I am laughing, laughing, laughing. Ho, 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 he. I am laughing, laughing, laughing. Yes, see, ya, vol, ya, we. I am laughing, laughing, laughing. Corners of my mouth upturned. I am laughing, laughing, laughing. Now free of karmic return. I am laughing, laughing, laughing. My cheeks and stomach burn. I am laughing, laughing, laughing. The joy of life here learned. Now let's get really serious about this. I am laughing, laughing, laughing. Ho, 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 he.
Serious?
I am laughing, laughing, laughing. Yes, see, ya, vol, ya, we. I am laughing, laughing, laughing. Corners of my mouth upturned. I am laughing, laughing, laughing. Now free of karmic return. I am laughing, laughing, laughing. My cheeks and stomach burn. I am laughing, laughing, laughing. The joy of life here learned. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh, ho, ho, ho. And that's what happens.
I feel like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
That's what it is.
He's like, he always says that, laughing.
Be ye as children,
Yeah.
entering the kingdom of heaven. Get the corners of those mouths upturned, and ye shall have joy.
Yeah.
So I want to thank everyone for coming today to the Samadhi Game broadcast, putting a little love in the heart.
Yeah, Marie-Pierre. Wait. She said Greg Vahanian said Break a Leg was from the final curtain at the edge of the stage as well.
Well, sure. I know my dad was in the business, and
Of TV.
he was a producer and a writer, and he taught me the break a leg story when I had my first part. He said, break a leg. I said, what does that mean, Dad? How did that come? And he's the one that told me the story. So, but yeah, Gregory probably knows. It's everywhere. You can break a leg on stage too.
Break a leg walking through the line in the airport.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to ever do that. But it means you're taking a trip, at least. To see next fall.
Yeah. Right. So we're going to be here again on Monday and Wednesday of next week. Please come and join us. Mondays at 7 o'clock, we try to get the music on and get some music going that's appropriate for the day. And at 8:30, we get here to do the mantras and meditations, affirmations. And when we do them together, they have more power. When everyone does them together, there's a resonance that's established across the face of the planet. Can you imagine if we had 10,000 people online doing the same mantras at the same time?
The Earth axis would change.
Oh my God! I mean, it would be really powerful. So, and these mantras, you have to discern. You have to use your discernment. But I believe you'll find that the mantras that are written here in Samadhi Game are universal. They're not just Gregory Brinkley's mantras. I sat and tried to take me out of the mantra and say these mantras only as a universal principle of light. So it is possible to have 10,000 people
You remember when
doing these.
There were those fires in Aspen, and I said, let's do it. I was in Croatia.
Yeah.
And let's do it. And I think we had like 38 people doing it at the same time. And what happened? It rained. And then you said, but let's have rain without lightning because you don't want to have more fires.
It
But
did. I did.
It
there was
would
something.
rain within like an hour.
The fires were so bad that that people were willing to do anything.
They're like, they even
they're
did samadhi.
even willing to do samadhi game, especially here in Colorado and New Mexico. And we had a couple group meditations at the time too, where there was about 15 people sitting here in the living room doing meditations and mantras, and that added to the power of it. So the people online, the people in the living room, and the location was pretty well saturated with,
Yes, so
36,
if you had, it was like 60 people doing it at the same
Yeah,
time,
if you
and rain
get-
came.
just 60 people. All it takes is a few people together.
The cloud came over, and then they said, Robbie, it's raining.
And it hadn't rained for months.
No, it was on fire.
By the way, we're going to have to do another rain dance.
No,
again
for snow.
because we need moisture in the
It's
southwest.
60 degrees right now
Yes,
outside.
we're
and sunny.
wearing short sleeves. It's the middle of winter, and short sleeves are called for in New Mexico. Normally, this is like at least long sleeves. New Mexico is known for even long sleeves in the middle of winter because it's so dry. You don't really feel the cold. But now we're short sleeving. So anyway, well, thank you so much for coming, and enjoy the day. I'll have to call her back. Sorry about that interruption. But enjoy the day, and I'll put on some more beautiful music for us to listen to. Enjoy.
See you Monday, right?
See you Monday. We're going to probably have an impromptu broadcast, too. So enjoy.
Take me, I won't fight. Cry the tears. The small step I need to take is a mountain, stretched out like a lazy dog. Send me to slaughter, lay me on the railway line. I'm far away from God. My tears flow like a child in need of love. I've cried the tears. So build a fire, light the flame. Bring me home.
Dance me to your beauty with a burning violin. Dance me through the panic till I'm gathered safely in. Lift me like an olive branch and be my homeward dove. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love. Let me see your beauty when the witnesses are gone. Let me feel you moving like they do in Babylon. Show me slowly what I only know the limits of. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the wedding now. Dance me on and on. Dance me very tenderly and dance me very long. We're both of us beneath our love. We're both of us above. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love. children who are asking to be born. Dance me through the curtains that our kisses have outworn. Raise a tent of shelter now, though every thread is torn. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to your beauty with a burning violin. Dance me through the panic till I'm gathered safely in. Touch me with your naked hand, touch me with your glove. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to